bit tiny here. Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today it is Thursday, June 1st, 2023, and this is episode 83. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I make podcast episodes twice a week, every Monday and every Friday, and I make them in Dutch and in English, so be sure you pick the right one. I really love to share my handwerkperikelen with you. That's a Dutch word for my crafty adventures. And today I share them from a very special place. I'm in our caravan. I'm on a mini holiday. I think I should say mobile home, but in Dutch we say caravan. And I'm very used to that word, so I will call it my caravan. But it's a little house on wheels, which you can hang behind your car and go to a nice place. And I am at a nice place. We had planned a family trip this weekend from tomorrow until Sunday on a little camping place in our not far from where we live. And 2 weeks ago I suddenly thought, what if I go some days earlier all by myself? And I never do that. I sometimes go away for one night or maybe two, but mainly when I have an activity or with a friend or with my mother and sister, but not all alone with no planned activities. And as a mother, I can find several reasons, more than several. I can find a lot of reasons why I shouldn't go away in a normal school week. But I tackled all the reasons and I told my husband about my idea, and he said, oh, that's a very good idea. I will drop you and enjoy it. So that was very lovely, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It's so wonderful to be here. It's so wonderful that we live so close to such a beautiful place. The nature here is so magic, actually. I do a lot of walking. The dog is with me because during the day I take care of the dog mainly, and my husband had to go to work and my daughter's to school. Our son is also on holiday. So it was the most practical if I took her with me, and I'm glad because she is so sweet, but she also makes that I do a lot of walking. I think when I would be all alone, I would be mainly it would be very hard to stop crocheting or knitting, and it's better for my body to do all the walking. And it's so beautiful here. I filmed a little bit yesterday morning, and I will put it at the end of the episode if you like it. If you just like to see a bit of a Dutch nature, it's so quiet and peaceful and green and fresh, and it's magic. So I'm really enjoying it, and besides walking in the forest, I do a lot of knitting and crochet and a little bit of reading and enjoying the sun. I'm not really a sun lover, but the weather is perfect. It's about 20 degrees and it's quite windy, but also very sunny, and that combination makes it not too hot, and I can have bare arms and bare legs. Do you say it like that? So they can change from color a bit. My skin is quite white often, and a bit of a fresh browny sunny color is not is what I want. I'm really happy with that. But normally I get too hot when I'm in the sun. So I always you can find me in the shadow. But today and yesterday, it's perfect weather for me. When it stays this weather all summer, I kind of like this season. And that's special for a autumn and winter lover. So it's really nice and fun here. I filmed this episode on a Thursday because tomorrow at noon my family will come, and I think there's no time. I'm quite sure there will be no time to film and upload and edit and all the episodes. And so I do it today. I have no idea if I can upload it from here. There is internet, but I don't know if it's strong enough. So if it doesn't work, I will share it on Monday. But I will give it a try. So when you're watching this on Friday night, maybe later, I'm enjoying some family time at the campfire, I guess. So it's very nice. Okay, let's start with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Little Secret Crop by Jessie May. This is a scrappy one. I made it last summer, and I held a fingering strand of cotton from the thrift shop together with all the scraps of sock yarn. And I tried a little bit of fading. I never did that before, I didn't follow any rules or whatever. I just did what I did, and I'm quite happy with it. I really love the colors and also the change. I always wear a tank top under it because I feel quite exposed without. But today I thought maybe I should take it out because my back will be quite white in comprehension with the rest of my skin. Do you say it like that? I don't know. I don't know if it will be itchy because there is quite some wool in it from the sock yarn. It's not merino yarn. It's are all kinds of yarn, but it's really a nice tank top to wear on this day. And I put on a jacket now because I think that's better for the podcast. There will be days when it's too hot to wear a jacket, but that's not today. It's not so hot. Maybe you can hear the wind. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with. I have a new cast on. This is my early morning work. Every morning. It's quite funny. I don't put an alarm clock on here, and I'm really an early bird. And here I wake up at 6:09 at morning. Do you say it 6:9? 9 minutes after 6 every morning. So it's quite. It's my natural alarm, I guess, my inner alarm. And when I wake up, I do a little quick round with the dog. So she can pee. That sounds nice. Sounds weird in my podcast, but it is. And then I take a shower. There's really a good shower here. And then I make a cup of coffee and I sit down with this new cast on. And I won't tell anything about this new cast on. I will keep it for this for coming Monday. Then I will, because I can tell. There's a nice story behind, and I can tell a lot about it. And I don't have the time for it right now. But maybe. Yeah, you already know if you watch my episodes. Oh, the caravan is shaking through by the wind. When you follow my episodes for a longer time, you know what I've made with it, and maybe you have an idea already. But I will share more about this new project on Monday. But every day I do a little triangle or a little granny square. And that's the perfect start of my day. Okay, all the weird sounds. Yeah. Okay, then last Monday I shared the pattern of a Dutch knitter, the It'll Be Okay socks from Ineke. Her Instagram name is Lunasterknits and her pattern is in English, so if you are interested you can find it on Ravelry. Oh, this was a spoiler. Spoiler alert. I wasn't sure which color I would use because the It'll Be Okay socks are a very easy, simple lace pattern sock. The front panel, the front of the sock is an easy lace pattern, and I don't like it. How do I have to explain? I always think it's nice when a sock or any pattern has one eye catcher. Can you hear that? That's not a sound. Oh, there's something big is coming. I'm a bit curious now. What is coming? It's quiet all day. I don't know. It's so annoying. I wanted to start this morning with podcast filming, and then the camping owner was, I don't know how you say it in English. You have the grass and you have to cut the grass, but with a machine. There is a name for it. And in Dutch we say grasmaaien. And he was aan het grasmaaien all the time. And it was such an annoying background. And I thought, oh no! What is it with all the noisy men in my life? And my neighbors were making noise. The camping owner was making noise. Why? Let me just film my podcast episode in quiet, please. So I don't know which man is coming now. They all want attention, I guess. Okay. But I like it when a sock has one eye catcher, and that can be the pattern, that can be the color, but a color changing yarn and the lace pattern are for me two eye catchers, and I get confused because I don't know where I have to put my attention to. So, but Ineke did use a colored yarn, so I thought, okay, just try it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's okay. And I tried it, and it was not, I really liked it. Started with a knit to purl to rip, and I really liked it in this yarn. And then the lace panel started, and it was not that I didn't like it, but I just, I don't know where to, my attention goes to the colors, I guess, and not too much to the lace. So it was not that I didn't like it, but I was curious to this pattern in a solid color. So I had this as a backup yarn. I used this yarn for my Tolstad tee. It's from a Dutch dyer, and the name is Atelier Lindewol. And this is hand-dyed sock yarn, and it's with no nylon. So it's wool, silk, and rami. And rami is a nettle fiber, a plant fiber. And the color is called Red Tiger Eye, and I really love the color. It's really beautiful. So I brought this with me as a backup yarn. In the new Lane book I received. There are a lot of patterns I would love to have in this yarn, but I also was curious to this one, and I must say I really like it. I don't know if you can see it because my sock blockers are at home, so it's a bit, but it's really a nice and easy lace pattern. It reminds me of the Coran cardigan. It's not the same stitch, not the same stitch, but it's so fun. And I always wear panties or maillots, so in winter and autumn, and I think it would be lovely. And then in my new Birkenstocks, I really love it. So I definitely will go on with these. I also love the 2x2 rib at the back. Knit to purl to is absolutely my favorite for quite a long time yet. It always can change, but it didn't change, and I really love it. It's such a fun pattern. It's not hard, but it's also, when it's too easy, it can be boring. But there's a little bit of attention. It's a repeat of 4 rows with a little bit of attention, and I just love how it goes. So I'm really happy. The pattern, I think I already said it, the pattern is in English. So you can buy it on Ravelry. It is a cuff down sock, and I'm a toe up knitter, and for 1 second I thought about knitting it toe up, but then the heel, I'm a shadow wrap short row heel sock knitter. I really prefer the fit, and I prefer the way to knit it. But this one is with a heel flap and gusset, and what did make me decide to follow the pattern was the ribbing. The knit 2 purl 2 is going all over the heel, and I really loved the look of it. And when I would choose for another heel, the look would change, and I didn't want the look to change. So I thought, okay, when I knitted my Montemuro socks, I was surprised by the fit of the heel flap and gusset heel. When I started sock knitting, I always used that heel, and I think maybe I thought it is too wide for me, but maybe I just casted on too many stitches. So I don't know. I choose for this sock the smallest size, 56 stitches, and that's perfect. The German twisted cast on for a stretchy cast on, and I really love it. It feels so nice, and yeah, it's really really fun. I hear another sound. I know my parents will be here this afternoon to drop some stuff, but I have no idea how late it is. So the It'll Be Okay socks from Ineke. I don't know her back name, her last name, but her Instagram handle, I will link it down below. Okay, then, oh yes, my Lowrider jumper. This morning I just finished the yoke. This is the Lowrider jumper. It's a pattern by Claudine from the Iron Lamp, and I did a quick fit. So I have to. There are a lot of yarn ends now, but I finished the yoke, and I really love making this pattern. It's a crochet pattern. It's a top-down raglan granny stitch jumper with a deep scoop neckline. It's all I want in my life. It's all I need in my life. It's perfect. And I decided to make the first one in one color, warm brown, Holst Coast warm brown. I really love the color, and yeah, it's such a fun pattern to make. I think it's easy to follow. Yeah, and I just split it for the sleeves, and I did a quick fit. I'm a little bit worried about, I thought, isn't it too narrow under my arms? But it will have quite a fitted shape, because I went down 1 needle size, or half a needle size. I used a 3.5 millimeter hook instead of a 4 millimeter hook, but I love a narrow fit. So I think it will be perfect. And now it was my plan to get at this point before my family will arrive, because now I only can crochet. It's not in the round, it's back and forth. You have to turn, so you have a right side and a wrong side. But then I realized I only have this little bit left from the yarn cake. I have quite enough, because I have a cone. But when I started, I made the Corin cardigan. The Corin cardigan was living in a nice project bag right now, thinking about what she wants in her life. I knitted the Corin cardigan with it, and also this one, but the end is near, and I don't have my wool winder with me. It's at home. I could ask my husband if he want to bring it, but I don't know. I have a lot of other. I have my skimning shawl, my granny stripes blanket. When I am together with family, I just need simple works, so I can chat, and we will do games, and I don't know if there will be a lot of knitting time, but I don't want complicated knitting work. So this is perfect actually, and only the yarn end is near. So I don't know what to do with, but I have to go in the round for the body, not in the round. I have to crochet the body, and then the sleeves. And I will knit. It's not in the pattern. The pattern tells you to crochet the ribbing, but I will try to knit the ribbing, because I really love a rib knit knit stitch. Do you hear the wind? Yeah, it's quite windy for a few days already, but I love it. Okay, and then my last new cast on and the last thing I talk about today is my test knit for a Dutch knitter. Her name is Eve. She designed, I talked about it earlier in a previous podcast, she designed a wonderful all over colorwork cardigan, and I, together with another bunch of lovely ladies, will be test knitting it. And I chose for the Jamieson's and Smith Spindrift. I never worked with this yarn before. I ordered it online, but there are more than 200 colors, so it's really difficult to make a good color choice, a color combination. I'm not quite sure. I think I needed 6 colors, so it was quite hard because I also didn't want the same color. She didn't use Jamieson Spindrift, so I was thinking and it was not working out. But I was not I couldn't visit the shop. It was too far away and I didn't have the time for it. So I decided, okay, now I will order and I will be happy with my order anyway. So when it arrived, I thought, I don't know if I would have make this combination in shop, but then I remembered you would be happy with it anyway. Oh, I'm happy with it. It was especially the main light color. It's a bit cooler than I thought, but I'm happy with it anyway. So that's quite easy. Every time I'm doubting, I remind myself of you would be happy with it. Okay, I am. I just started with the sleeve. I don't swatch. It's not that I never swatch. I don't like swatching. Yeah, I know. Swatching can be very useful and very smart to do, but I'm not a swatch person, I guess. I don't mind ripping out my work when it's not working out the way I want it. But I started with the sleeve. That's a little bit, that feels a bit like a swatch. And I changed my needle sizes because I'm a loose knitter, so I always go down, and I used my 2.5 millimeter needles for the ribbing. I feel I have itchy nose. I feel a sneeze coming. It's the hay fever season, so every now and then my eyes are itchy and I have all the tears and my nose. Oh, everything is Yesterday I looked as if I had cried for 4 hours. I didn't, but and then I when I was FaceTiming with my husband and with my daughters, I think they were a bit worried. Well, why are you looking like that? Yeah, it's just the hay fever. I miss you, but not so much. I'm enjoying my quality time alone. So, yeah. Okay, the sneeze is away. Okay, so I see in the pattern tells you to do a very long cuff. You can also do it half, but you can fold it. I really am a long cuff lover. I again used the German twisted cast on, and then I started the color work. It was already bedtime, but I just couldn't resist, and it was not a good moment to start color work. I made mistakes. I was tired, and the light was bad. So I had to rip out and knit it again, but that's the story of my life, so I don't mind. I knit with my wooden needles. I don't have them in 2.5, so I had to use the metal ones for that. I always go up a needle size for my sleeves. I learned that from Andrea Maury. When your circumference is smaller, then your stitch gauge can be tighter, and in my case that it is the case in my knitting, so I always use a bigger needle for the sleeves, and I chose 3.25 millimeters for the sleeves, and I will knit the body on 2.75. That's my plan. So I only knit 3 rows, so I think it will be okay, but I can't see it yet. So when I'm done with filming and editing and uploading, I will give all my knitting time. I will all spend all my knitting time with this one. I don't have to cook. I brought a lot of nice food with me. It was my plan to make a big pan of soup, so I could eat soup as dinner with some vegetables and but I just I didn't want to cook yesterday, and today I also don't want to cook, I guess. I just want to knit, and I make a nice plate with a bit of tomatoes and paprika. Is it paprika? Paprika. I don't know. Is there another word for paprika? I don't know. And some cheese and some nuts and it's and a glass of wine, and it's really nice and easy, and I don't have to cook, so Sarah's happy because I prefer knitting or crocheting. So that's my plan for today. So yeah, this was all I want to share with you. I have no idea if I can upload this episode on this place. There is internet here, but I don't know if it's strong enough. But if it doesn't work, I will share it on Monday, and there will be no episode this Friday. But I hope it works, because that would be pretty fun. I just love filming from my caravan. It's so cozy. It's so nice. I don't know. The light is maybe a bit weird. We have orange little windows in the roof of the caravan, so the light is always quite warm and yellow. So I have no idea how I look. No, but that doesn't matter. It was just a nice and cozy, quick chat with you. Yeah, and next time I will be at home at my knitting office again, and I hope to see you there. So I wish you a very nice weekend if you are watching this on Friday, and I hope you have a lot of knitting time and fun projects, and which makes your heart jump, because that's the most important, I guess. That our hearts are allowed to jump. I always want to say a nice sentence to end, and then I struggle because it doesn't go the way I want. Okay. It's important. Maybe I will cut this out. I don't like cutting it out because I'm a perfectionist. When I start cutting parts out of my episodes, there will be nothing left. It will be a very weird episode. And I also think it's refreshing to see my mistakes, because yeah, that's reality, isn't it? Yeah. So I won't cut it out. Okay, let me think of a nice sentence. It's important to do heart jumping things every day as much as possible. I think I wanted to say that. Yeah, okay. Thank you for watching, and I will see you this Monday.